I really been screwing up and having whole interviews and nothing's there. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I used to use it with ease. I thought I heard your timer first.
It was.
That was it?
Mm-hmm. It's different.
The views expressed on this program are not those of intellectualradio.com, its subsidiaries, or sponsors. Encouraging, educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady ReShell.
Hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we move away from awareness towards action. It's Relationship Monday, and our topic for today is when your partner says, I need space. On the last episode of Warriors Talk, Doc Michelle and I discussed understanding the impacts of fibroids on Black women. You can head over to YouTube and type in Intellectual Radio and stay connected for any episodes you may have missed. The quote of the day is, the greatest gift you can give someone is the space to be him or herself without threatening to leave you. And here is your trending topic for today. Former Miami Dolphin and Indianapolis Colt cornerback Vontae Davis, who played at University of Illinois, was found dead in South Florida. Today, the police said they suspected no foul play. Police in Fort Lauderdale suburbs of Davies said they responded to a medical emergency at Davis' home on today, but the 35-year-old was dead when officers arrived. No cause of death has been released, and the autopsy results are pending. The police said in a statement that this investigation is still active. Davis played for 10 seasons in the NFL after being drafted at number 25 overall by the Dolphins in 2009 in Illinois. He played 3 seasons for Miami before being traded to Indianapolis just before the 2012 season. He played 6 seasons with the Colts. This Washington, D.C. native signed with the Buffalo Bills in 2018, but he left the team during the halftime season of the second game, and he released a statement saying that after multiple injuries and surgeries, reality hit him fast and hard, and he should not be out there anymore. Davis played 122 games, intercepting 22 passes, returning 1 for a touchdown, and he was selected to the Pro Bowl in 2014 and 2015 while he was a member of the Colts. So we are praying for his family during the loss at this time. If you are tuned in on any form of social media, like the show, share the show, invite someone else in on the show that you feel may benefit from this valuable information. Co-hosting with me today is none other than our cancer activist, motivational speaker, and the founder of the Gal Foundation, Rizal Gilmore. Hey, Rizal.
Hey, Lady Rizal.
How are you?
I'm great today. A little tired, but I'm great.
I'm glad that you're doing well today.
Yes, doing much better.
I'm excited. Thank you for those who are tuning in via Instagram and Facebook as well as YouTube. Give me 1 second so that you guys can make sure that you guys can hear me. All right, Rizal, I'm so excited about this topic on today. When your partner tells you that you need space.
It's gonna be one of them juicy ones.
Yes, I'm really excited excited about the topic today. I thought about this topic and I tried to remember if I ever told anyone that I needed space or if anybody has ever told me that. And I can't remember ever telling anybody that I needed space, but I do remember maybe just taking that space without them really knowing that I was taking space, if that makes sense.
It makes sense, but the thing, like when you say that space, like what is space? See, I'm not a believer in we need space or I need space because I meaning singular, meaning it's on me and not I'm not including we because I can't speak for you. So I've never been a big believer of that I need space. We need to figure out what's going on. Either either we're going to be together or we're not. Obviously, if you need space, there's something that is going on in the relationship where you have to stop, reset, refocus, rebound, whatever it is that you need to do to get yourself back together. Something ain't sitting quite well with you if you make that statement.
Well, maybe it's something with just the person and not with the relationship itself. But whatever it is that they're going through is spilling over into the relationship. But it doesn't necessarily have to be something that maybe that person is doing or not doing, because we know people come with their own baggage, people come with their own issues, and sometimes they don't resolve those issues before they go into another relationship. Sometimes we don't heal, and then we get into another relationship, and then we realize, oh my God, wait a minute, I really don't need to be here.
Well, that's what you need to communicate with me and not leave me out there in limbo trying to guess what's happening or what's going on. And I'm thinking it's me or something is wrong with you. And you're not telling me anything. You want to keep everything bottled up, keep it to yourself inside. And I have no clue. And then you're telling me you need space. If we're going to work as a team, we're going to work together. I need to know what's happening so I can know how to move.
Do you look at people taking space as, oh, this relationship is over, is doomed, and we might as well just go our separate ways?
Sometimes I do feel like that. That's why I'm not a believer in I need space. Is we need to figure out what's happening. If you're going through something with your family, well, let's talk about it. Let's try to get through it. You're going through something with yourself, okay? Look, I'll give you some time, but never I need space. I'll give you some time to get it together. Especially we're supposed to be a team. This is a partnership. This is something that we're working on. Goals, moving forward, all those different things. Nah, you just can't tell me that and then just leave me. And then, later on, there's no communication about it. So I'm left in the dark. And that's how when other people start to slip in, and that's how other relationships and them break babies happen and stuff like that.
Hey, Lisa. The one thing that I remember about watching TV when someone talked about needing space or taking a break is Friends with Ross and Rachel. When Rachel decided that the relationship was just getting too crazy and she told Ross, we need a break. And he's like, "Oh, okay, let's go down for coffee. Let's have some coffee." And she was like, "No," with the relationship. And he was like, he just left. He just left out of the door and slammed the door. And then that night he ended up meeting someone at a bar, slept with that person, and then that morning, I guess Rachel had an epiphany and she decided, oh, we don't need a break. So that morning, she left him a voicemail and he got up that morning. But the girl was at his place that morning and he got up that morning. He heard the voicemail of her saying, oh, I don't want to break. I want us to be together. He's like, oh my God. Now he's trying to get this girl out of the apartment because Rachel's on her way over. And then Rachel comes over. The girl is still there. So he has to hide the girl while Rachel is there. And then she gets mad because she's like, oh, you cheated on me. And he's like, no, we were on our break. And she was like, we wasn't on a break like that. And he was like, what is a break? A break is a break. We had broke up. I thought the relationship was over. So the whole, all throughout Friends, they always reference that joke, go back to that joke, Ross saying, we were on a break.
So if it breaks, that means there is a separation between two sides and there is space in the middle. Whether we were on a break, it relates to break up, it could be break out, breakthrough, whatever. Break is a break. It is something that's about to separate.
But I think with them two, it was like her meaning of a break was totally different than his meaning of a break. And I guess she felt like, well, we were on a break, but that doesn't mean you go and date someone else or sleep with someone else. And his thing was, well, this relationship is over. I might as well just go out and have fun. And I think the communication is so important. If you decide that you're going to tell your partner that you want to take a break, then there's some things, details that need to be talked about before you actually take that break so that you won't run into what Ross and Rachel did.
Right. And again, that goes back to the communication. Like if you need a moment, you need 20 minutes, you need an hour to woo-saw, get it together, go burn some sage or light some incense or something, get it together. Let me know or attempt to let me know how much time do you need. Because sometimes they say we need a break and they put no time limit and then time go by. I'm wasting time. I could have been, doing something else or someone else or whatever the case while I'm waiting for you to get it together because you never said what was what.
I like what Lisa said, make it plain. How hard could it be if you came to the conclusion that you need a break, then you should be able to articulate why you need this break and how is this break supposed to be beneficial? Maybe not for us, but maybe for you, because this person may just be thinking one-sided.
Okay, but saying we need a break, does that mean that saying we need a break, meaning we're not together, but you still want to be together? Like I just keep missing the whole thing because you said we need a break. That means we are not together. And it's like free will to do what you want until y'all can resolve whatever issue or that person can resolve the issue that they have going on. And y'all can come back together. So they really could be ruining a good thing, depending on what's happening in their life. I can't say, speak for everybody because there are things that happen in people's lives where they're just like, hold on, let me take a break for a second. I don't want to, maybe I don't want.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rizal. I think that do I need to we have a caller on the line? Give me 1 second. Hello, welcome to Warriors Talk.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, this is Devon.
Hi, Devon. Yes.
Hey, I wanted to comment on this topic for Warriors Talk.
Yes, when your partner says, "I need space."
Yeah, I don't believe that that's a thing that really necessarily needs to happen. I'm not a big believer in I need a break. If a person needs that much of a break, in my mind, it's pretty much over.
Oh wow. So even if that person may be going through something personally and they just need to take a moment to, sort through some things, and it may not have anything to do with the other person, but it may just be the person that's going through something. Because I said before, sometimes we don't heal before we go into another relationship.
I believe that a person can take time. I believe that a person, can say, hey, listen, I need to take a minute to myself. But when you get into the whole thing of I need a break, that's, basically I need a break from this relationship. There's too many variables that goes along with a break. I did notice that you referenced Ross and Rachel, which is actually one of my Don't Tell Nobody favorite shows, Friends.
Yeah.
But, but that whole thing, because there was no discussion as far as the break word goes, it gives too much interpretation on both sides. So me personally, I believe, and this is just, my opinion, when a person is talking about they need a break, they're basically already over and done with something. They just don't know how to articulate saying, hey, look, I need space. Having space and having a break is two totally different things.
All right. So, Rizal, you hear Devon? I think Rizal is frozen. So I totally agree with you that there's too many variables, and if you decide that if you came to the conclusion that you wanted some space or you want a break, then you should be able to tell me why. And I think some people may feel like, oh, you may be insecure because you're badgering this person, wanting to know why they want a break or why they want space. No, because number one, I want to know how I should act appropriately on this break. Like, what is this break about? What are you trying to accomplish with the break? So I think if you don't discuss those things, then people do what Ross and Rachel do, and you leave it up to their own interpretations, and then people's feelings get hurt, and then relationships do, their relationship was never the same after that.
Yeah, I definitely think that, when people start talking about a break, then it's a nice way of saying, hey, listen, I do still care for you. I just don't know how to break up with you. And I'm going to need a little time to actually do that. Because, like I said, the whole thing of break and space are two totally different things. If I tell you, hey, listen, you know what? I'm going through something. I need a little space to figure this out. That in itself is not reflective of what is going on in the relationship per se.
Okay.
Now, when you're saying, hey, listen, I need to take a break from you, you're taking a break from what? Either we're in this or we're not. It is my thought on it. And if we're not, there is no break to figure out if we're in this or not. It's, hey, look, let's move on. When you get things figured out on your end, if I'm still available, come back and talk to me. If I'm interested still, we can pursue it. And if I'm not, on to the next one.
I like that. And that's true. So Devon is saying that there's two different things. There's space and then there's a break. Exactly. So you could take space, but space is you taking space for yourself to, maybe you got some stuff that you're working on, you need to figure out, but a break is something totally different. Totally different. Rizal, you back with me? I can't hear you, Rizal. I'm not sure why I can't hear you. Lisa said it's not fair just to keep someone anticipating what's next. I still can't hear you, Rizal. I can't. I can't hear you. Angela said there's no such thing as I need space or break. They're not interested in you or the relationship any longer, point blank. So Vaughn is saying that it's a way for them to break up with you. It's actually a coward way for them to break up with you, because it's like, okay, I want this space. And well, for people who are asking for this space, and then there's time that lapses in between y'all. So the communication slows down, the emotions are, weakening. So this person has like an easy out. So I really feel like it's a coward way of breaking up with somebody versus just being honest and upfront.
Well, I don't know if I would necessarily say it's a coward's way. I would say that it's a way that does not give the final stamp to it, because, a person can want to get out of something, still care for a person, but not necessarily know how. And they may be trying to and that's why I say space, because, space is something completely different. I don't know who said that they don't believe in space or, but, taking space is, nothing more than saying, hey, look, you know what? I am unsure of something at this point in time. I need to work on something at this point in time. That does not necessarily mean that it's going to go left, and it does not necessarily mean that it's going to go right. A person could decide with even just like, taking space. Okay, well, you go ahead and take your space. I may not be available when you get, it's up to the other person to decide if they want to accept a break or space or what have you. You know, you can't say, "Oh, I need to do this for me," you know, and just expect a person to go along with that. You know, you have to actually have a discussion as far as, okay, well, hey, listen, this is something that I want to do. Either you're with me or you're not. You know, so that's just my thought on it.
Wow, I totally agree. You have to be a willing participant. You don't have to. And I feel like you shouldn't feel like the relationship, I guess, is over because someone needs to take space in the relationship.
Exactly.
I feel like
Because the space may not necessarily have anything to do with you. You know, for people who really want to see their significant other thrive and succeed, sometimes they understand that, listen, you know, things aren't always easy in people's lives, and people process things in different ways.
true.
So for someone to step back and say, hey, look, you know what? Let me get this straight before I move forward, I say, hey, round of applause.
Yes. I think when I was younger, maybe in my 20s, if you had told me that you needed some space, I would have been like, oh, I'm out of here. I'm single. I'm single. I'm out. I'm for the streets. Right now in my 50s, I'm like, okay, because I have so much going on in my life right now that it wouldn't bother me. Like there may be days that go a couple of days, 3, 4, 5 days go past, and you like, babe, I ain't heard from you. What you doing? And it's like, oh, I'm busy doing this and that. And not that I'm not thinking about you, but I'm in a different space in my life right now to where I'm not so clingy and I don't really need that attention, I guess, from that other person.
I don't know if I would agree with that. That's just, you know, my personal opinion. I don't think that someone that I want to be involved with and someone that I really care about and, you know, am trying to move forward with, I can say, hey, look, you know, let me take 2 or 3 days and me not speak to that. You know what I'm saying? The conversation and the engagement, in my opinion, is what keeps people involved and keeps people saying, hey, look, okay, this is somebody that I can see myself dealing with. You know, it only takes a day for someone else to come in and get your attention. You know, people don't want to admit it, but you know, you can find someone attractive in a day and find out on your own that, hey, listen, this is a real smooth buy. You know, so.
Wow. It's true. You do leave yourself open when you decide to take a break. You leave that other person open to anything, really. So you got to be careful. I feel like you have to remember that you're a prize. So if this person wants to step away, then know that they may be taking a chance of losing something. So if they want to take that chance, then I say go ahead and let them. You can't really. I wouldn't want to force someone or manipulate someone into being with me or not taking that space. So Rizal, can you hear me? Okay. I can. I can't hear you though. I'm not sure why. Would the phone interfere with him? No. Wanda says no. It shouldn't interfere. It's not connected. Can you go out and come back in? Can you go out and okay? Okay, he's gonna go out and come back in. Okay. I wanted to read a comment. Angela is so hilarious. Angela said, I will not be available, period. So if they want to take a space from Angela, she's not going to be there. I'm not going to be here. Angela said, when you get back and decide that, oh, now I decide I want to be with you, I'm not going to be there. And then Lisa said, I believe it's just a way that they are keeping you on the sidelines just in case something else does not work out in their favor. Ooh.
That's hilarious.
Oh my goodness. And people do that. I think Rizal mentioned one time that sometimes people put you on layaway and until they may be entertaining other people, and they'll put you on their way until they decide you may work out, you may not work out. So you got to be careful with that too.
Well, it sounds like, people are saying that people can't go through things. People can't, have, a separate life outside of them. Like, you can't be so tied up into someone that you can't step back and say, hey, listen, you know what? I want us to be at this place. But in order for us to be at this place, I need to make sure that I'm at a certain place so that we can move forward. If you want equality with stuff, we can be equal. But my opinion at the end of the day is the woman guides, the man leads. If the man is not sure of how to lead and can't take a second to step back and say, hey, listen, you know what? This is the direction we need to go, as opposed to, these other, different directions, that's being given to us. So, that's my thought on all this. Oh, well, if you can't, later for that for me. I certainly think that, stepping back and taking space and taking a moment to yourself to get things together and, to clear your mind, I don't personally think it's a bad thing. Just my opinion on it.
All right, jump in there, Rizal. What you got to say? I can't even hear you. I don't know why I can't hear you. It's weird, but I can't. I do agree in giving people their space, their time to, sort things out, and so that they can bring their whole self to the relationship, and give you 100% of, so that the relationship can function. Because if I gotta carry the whole relationship because you're mentally and physically you're not there, then it's like, why are we doing this? What's the point of doing this? Just step away from the relationship. Rizal is frozen right now. Can you hear me, Rizal? Say something. I can't. For some reason. If you are just tuning in, we are live on Intellectual Radio. This is Warriors Talk, and we're talking about when your partner says, I need space. Is that the meaning that the relationship is over because this person wants to take space? Do you feel like this person just feeling like they have the grass is greener on the other side syndrome? Or do you feel like they may be going through something mentally or physically and they just need to regroup, and taking space or taking a break is something that they need? And it may benefit the relationship, in a positive way, maybe. Rizal, can you hear me now? You can hear me, but you can't. Okay, no, I think that's the one. Yeah. Oh, did you hang up on? Oh, what happened? Rizal, can you hear me now? It's got to be your end, Rizal, because I don't have anybody on the phone right now.
And our phone system is not connected to your laptop.
Yeah. Okay, I don't have anybody on the phone right now, so you should be able. I mean, she said the phone system is not connected at all to my laptop. So you should be able to say something. No, I think it's on. Say it again. It's got to be on your end. I apologize, you guys. You guys, if you want to call in, you can. You can always call into the station. It's 708-223-8953. Again, 708-223-8953. We would love to hear from you as we talk about when your partner says, I need space. There are some things that you may go through when your partner says that they need space.
May I answer this?
You sure can.
I don't think I believe in needing space. I understand that you need to not talk to me for a minute, but I think we should be talking together. Even though I will say, I'm going to quote Jada from Let's Get Chatty here at Intellectual Radio. She said she and her husband decided they would take space, but they would not do anything that would damage the marriage. So they didn't see other people, or they didn't. The goal was to work on each other independently. That they both would take time and focus on healing and doing whatever they needed to do that was involving their own selves. And they wouldn't talk about the marriage. They live in the same home, but they continue to work on themselves. And she said when they came back together, it was strong. And she said that she found that working on yourself was almost as important to helping the relationship, but breaking up and thinking that the other person and being away from the other person wasn't necessarily the answer. It was more, let's take a break from trying to solve us and let me work on me. And she said that really helped her relationship.
I think if you put those parameters in place, like sometimes people don't communicate well why this break is happening, and really be detailed about what's going to happen while we're on this break. What does this break look like? And sometimes we don't. We just be, oh, I need a break. And it's like, okay, but why do you
What
need
does that even look like?
Exactly.
What are the parameters? Break sounds like we are broken, but like
Yes.
Rizal said,
Yes.
the meaning of break doesn't mean we're together. Break means apart, and break sounds broken. And then you don't have this conversation, like you both have said, over how will that look?
Yeah.
What will we not do? Like you mentioned, breakup babies. We know people who have whole children during these times of break. So, is it necessarily a good thing? What do you think?
I would not necessarily I wouldn't be with anybody that says they need a break. Like I would figure like you are confused in some way. Now if we married, if we're dating, I would be like, I'm out of here. If we're married and you're talking about you need a break, we definitely are going to talk about, okay, what does this look like with a marriage and you're taking a break? What are we going to be doing while we're taking a break? Are we still living in the same house? Like you said, are we dating other people? What is this break concentrating on? Like, what is really the purpose of the break?
That's the thing, is do you put our intentions to being apart? If you can't be together, are there intentions on what you're working on? And is there an end time? Like, do you say, we'll come back in a month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? But I do think that if you don't keep some, like you said, a marriage keeps you bound. You are bound. But dating, if you want to take a break, it sounds like something else is happening that doesn't include me.
Yeah.
And I think I will be gone. Now, space, like I think the caller mentioned, saying I want space. I'm probably going to give you space, but I'm going to go space out somewhere else.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. I think you have to be really clear about what space and break is. If you're saying we're taking a break, then I'm break up. Okay. So that means I can go and date other people. I can go and entertain, just say entertain other people. And like Devon was saying, I may be available when you come back around. I may not be. I may be into this other person.
I agree that if I'm going to unfortunately interpret space meaning you want to take a break from this unit and focus on whatever happens. I won't say it's someone,
right?
But something is not working with us, and you're not saying I want to work it out or communicating exactly what that is with me, so we can work on it. Is it our financial situation isn't working? Whatever. If you're not telling me that and just saying break, you leave me up to my own interpretation.
Yes.
And my dear imagination gonna take it to there's a whole nother person somewhere in this space, in our space,
right? During
this space. And if we're not married or have some commitment of some sort, I'm going to probably still be in love, because if you weren't prepared that someone was going to hit you with break or space, but I'm going to start my detachment process.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Once you say that, then I'm like, okay, so this person no longer wants to be here, even if you didn't communicate and say that. In particular, that's what I'm going to be thinking. Can you hear me, Rizal? I still can't hear you though. Can you hear me now? You can see me, hear me. Okay, say something. Okay, you're talking, but I can't hear you. I'm not sure what the issue is. Rizal. Angela says, I'm not going to ask why you want to leave, especially if I've been all that I can be to you. I don't want an 80-20 or a 70-30. I need a 50-50 relationship. That's what Angela said. Devon said he had to break off. I think something was wrong with his phone too. Maybe it's the weather.
It must be the weather.
Maybe it's the weather.
I think there obviously are healthy ways to do it. Like I said, I'll quote Jada, who said that it absolutely helped her relationship, but they also put definite parameters around their break. They knew that, and they didn't separate. They didn't live in separate homes. They were married and said, we're going to stay in the home. We're going to keep doing our daily lives, and we're going to take this, take some space from each other, but not negatively. That they totally just said, I'm going to go seek therapy over here. Seeking therapy together wasn't working. So I'm going to seek therapy on my end. You do it on your end. And she said it really helped. And I would use that, I think, as a guide for me, if ever that was something to happen. And depending on the length of the relationship, I don't know if the caller said that too. 2 years in, and we are on a discussion towards marriage, maybe I'll put some more, maybe I'll take space differently. But I may take that space that you have determined that you really can't figure this out, because 2 years is enough to know what you want to do.
Exactly.
Space, and you run into the wrong situation that person may not even have thought about seeing other people.
Right.
But it's like that opened up a window for him to say, okay.
And the same night he met somebody at a bar. So, and you can't really determine like when somebody else comes into the other person's life and they start to vibe and like this person. So it's like, why would you even want to open that door? Right. I wouldn't even want to open the door. Rizal, you holding up something, but I can't read that. Won't you just type it in the chat? Type it in the private chat. Rizal. If you can hear me, can you type it in the private chat? Rizal is hilarious. I want to play this video. Mm-hmm. Rizal, I can't read that because it's really light. But I want to play this video while you type in your stuff in the chat.
They're like, I need a break. What? You need a break? What do you mean? When you go to 9 to 5, you can have a break. Your lunch is a break. You know, you go to the gym, that's a break, 30-minute break. But in our relationship, there is no breaks. We don't have breaks. We keep on going. There's no stopping. We keep on moving forward. The moment I hear somebody tells me they need a break is the moment I'm telling you right now, they don't want to be with you. They're going to go and say, I need a break. I need time for me. I need to take care of myself, my mental health. I understand a lot of people have mental health issues, but you can't use that to your advantage because the woman next to you is supposed to cure that mental health. She understands you. She understands what's going on. The other girl's not going to understand your mental health. She doesn't know depression, anxiety. This woman does. But suddenly you need a break out of our relationship. We've been together for what, 5-6 years? And you need a break? There ain't no break, sweetheart. You better sit your ass down and we're going to talk about it. What's wrong? Are you not happy? Do you not enjoy what we go through every day? Do I need to work on something? Do you need to work on something? That's what we have to understand. There's no breaks.
Okay, I want to do this video again. Hey, Rizal.
Yeah, do that again.
Can you hear me, Rizal?
Can you hear me now?
I can. Okay, he's on Instagram.
Wait a minute, now I can't hear you.
What? I can hear you fine, though.
I can't hear you.
So weird. I'm not sure why.
I don't know what's going on with the volume.
I can hear you fine. I'm not sure why.
So now is the cord, is it in?
I took it out.
Oh, well, I'm not going to be able to pick up his camera.
No, he's on Instagram, so you wouldn't be able to pick him up anyway. So
Well, my comment.
Go ahead. You can say your
My
comment.
comment was, I know married couples who took a break and they moved out during that time. Well, he moved out during that time.
Okay. Go ahead, Rizal.
I'm gonna go back over to StreamYard.
No, why? Where you going? No, you could go ahead and say your comment, Rizal.
I can't hear anything you're saying.
He can't hear me. Okay.
You can't hear you even on your phone?
Yeah.
I can hear when I go over to the StreamYard, but when I'm over here, there's nothing. So hello?
Yes. If anybody else can hear me on Instagram, can you let me know? Just say yes.
I see everybody, all my friends is starting
Just say
to join
yes
the line.
in the comments if you can hear. Okay. I want to play this.
I'm just gonna restart my phone.
Or you could just say your comment because I can hear you. I don't know why you can't hear me.
Because I don't know what's going on with the volume.
Okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to replay this video because I want y'all to hear it. I apologize. That's me. Okay, let me see if it'll do it for me.
They're like, I need a break. What? You need a break? What do you mean? When you go to 9 to 5, you can have a break. Your lunch is a break. You know, you go to a gym, that's a break, 30-minute break. But in our relationship, there is no breaks. We don't have breaks. We keep on going. There's no stopping. We keep on moving forward. The moment I hear somebody tells me they need a break is the moment I'm telling you right now, they don't want to be with you. They're going to go and say, I need a break. I need time for me. I need to take care of myself, my mental health. I understand a lot of people have mental health issues, but you can't use that to your advantage because the woman next to you is supposed to cure that mental health. She understands you. She understands what's going on. The other girl's not going to understand your mental health. She doesn't know depression, anxiety. This woman does. But suddenly you need a break out of our relationship. We've been together for what, 5-6 years? And you need a break? There ain't no break, sweetheart. You better sit your ass down and we're going to talk about it. What's wrong? Are you not happy? Do you not enjoy what we go through every day? Do I need to work on something? Do you need to work on something? That's what we have to understand. There's no breaks.
What was that?
That I don't know what guy this was on TikTok. I'll send you the TikTok.
I like that. I agree with him. When you go to work, that's a break. Go work out at the gym. Go to grocery shopping. Go do something you love to do. Go to a baseball game. Go to a football game.
Hang out with your girls.
Hang out with your girls. Go on a shopping. Take a day of shopping and feeding yourself into the movies. But there's no break in a relationship. Break is broken. Use your words. Let's communicate. Let's find out what are you actually feeling. Not that you just want to break. Tell me the why behind this emotion. But the big issue is a lot of people don't know how to communicate. They're not honest with their feelings. I don't know if they're not honest with themselves about their feelings, or they don't want to hurt you, or they don't know the language. They don't want to argue. And if I start to express, well, I'm feeling this way, it becomes an argument. And to take a break means that I don't argue and I just feel I can deal with it myself. And usually you just cannot.
Yeah, it's like avoidance. You don't want to deal with those things. So I'm going to take the easy way out and take a break. Then that way they don't have to be confrontational. They're scared that, maybe you don't take, they've tried to tell you stuff before and
you get defensive.
Yes. And then they like, oh, I can't even talk to this person. So there's definitely a breakdown in the communication. And that's where a lot of relationships fail, is because we don't communicate.
And I think and sometimes you've tried to have these same conversations before and it didn't go well. So you assume that if I try to bring this up again, it also won't go well. And it causes just forget it, I'll take a break. And I think what we really need to really work on is healthy communication, communication that I want to say works or that can get us to our end goal and knowing the timing. If they say don't try to have these rough conversations when someone just got home from work, they're already irritated because of the kids and the garbage isn't out. Like find an opportune time where you can have a conversation out of love versus anger.
I like what you said. Out of love. Yes. Rizal is back. Hey, Rizal.
Yay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I'm so exhausted now trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
I don't know what was happening, but
I feel like I heard everything, but I still feel like I missed so much.
oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh.
You made me nervous.
Okay, it was just a little low though. Okay.
Oh no, don't say that.
Take that out and use the mic.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. So recap of what all he
All
heard.
right. So what did you hear, Rizal? 'Cause I know you were just burning and you say something. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you know the thoughts, they only stick with me for like a few minutes. So look, blame it on the age.
Okay.
That's you talking about going all the way back to the caller. Like the caller sound just like me. I agree with him and what he said. I agree with y'all there in the studio, what y'all talking about, is so now I'm just trying to catch up. We just might as well just jump in and just keep it rolling wherever we at now.
Well, Angela said we have to stop jumping out of one relationship and jumping into a new relationship. Learn to heal, love, find yourself. Stop looking for love in all the wrong places.
Oh, I still don't think that have anything to do with taking a break or anything like that. And I always tell people, you never know where you're going to find love. Ain't no wrong place to find love.
That's true. She said, first of all, stop smothering one another. Let's learn how to communicate.
Now, I heard the clingy part thing somebody was talking about.
I think people need to learn how to Wanda just got through saying this. You have to have your own things going on in your life, right? And not just depending on that person and everything that person is doing. You just sucking this person dry because you don't have a life or you don't have friends and you don't have things to do. So any and everything that they're doing, you attaching yourself to it and inviting yourself places that you probably, this person may want to get some space from you, but because you don't have a life of your own, they can't get any space from you any time away. And you feel like every waking moment is supposed to be with this person, and that's not true. You should be able to breathe in a relationship. You should be able to be an individual in a relationship. You should not lose your identity because you are in a relationship.
Yes, isn't that all I always say? What is, I don't know you. Uniqueness. What is it? Uniqueness and what was the thing you just said? Your own identity. It's uniqueness and something I always say that you need to have in the relationship so you don't crowd that person. You need to have your own thing going on, but always remember why you two are together in the first place. Something had to draw you guys together. Again, I'm not a believer in the let's take the break thing or even the I need space. Okay, you need a little time, away. It doesn't mean like you said, there's like rules to that game when you say those things. Like I was trying to say before, like I know married couples, matter of fact, two of my famous friends, they're taking a break right now. He's actually moving out the house. I don't know how that's going to turn out. And it's like once you move out the house and y'all married, that's like, all bets is things are on go. What are you trying to get together? And then now I'm looking at you a whole different way because you said you need a break. To me, that sounds like break up, but like they say, you don't know how to put it. So now I'm looking because you couldn't put in the effort or to try to maintain this boat as we floated along. You want to jump ship and you're not giving me a reason why. I need some closure on what's what and what's the rules to us taking a break or needing space.
Exactly. Definitely. Definitely, if you tell someone that you want space or you want a break, there should be a conversation had as to why and how is this going to look while we're taking this break or this space. What's the time limit that you need for this break or this space? And what does it look like? What does the communication look like? Like, because you may not be communicating on a daily basis because you want to be able to give this person their space. So when and how do we check in with each other since you want to take this space? Just saying.
Right. Perfect example on the show on BMF. The wife is taking. So, all right, real quick, because I know it's soon almost time to wrap up. So the husband actually cheated for whatever reason he did. He cheated, but him and the wife are still in the same house. She's not allowing him to touch and do none of that. So I'm confused if they're needing space as she gets it together. That's what married couples do. I can understand that. She didn't tell him, well, she might have told him to get out, but he said, no, this is my house too. So there's rules and boundaries to that thing. But still in all, she needed space. They're taking a break, they're taking space, but they're still trying to make it work. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, give me the respect on show me that you're trying to make it work and not giving up by saying, I need a break. Tell me what's really wrong.
Exactly.
Tell them why you're mad, son. Tell them why you're mad.
Exactly. Angela would have the last comment. She says, that's close. That's close enough to break up? It's close enough.
Mm-hmm.
On a break. As Ross said, we're on a break. Whatever I do on a break is my business. Whatever you do on a break is your business. I'm not taking a break. I believe in giving people their space to, do their own things. When I say own things, I mean, you can go hang out with your friends, whatever it is, go work out, whatever it is you need to do to maintain your sanity. But if we're together and we're in a relationship and we're talking about taking a break, either we're going to do some counseling or we're just going to go our separate ways because I'm not going to waste your time and I definitely don't want you to waste my time.
Right. See, God just gave me a break for all this time when I was on mute because he must didn't want me to say something. So he works in mysterious ways.
Oh my goodness. All right, Rizal. Well, give us some words of wisdom as it relates to when your partner says, I need space.
And stop with I need a break out of space. Nothing ventured is nothing gained.
Yes, you always come with gems. I will leave you guys with these words of wisdom. If your absence is not enough to motivate them, your presence never will. So you guys join us next Monday right here on Intellectual Radio at 7 p.m. Coming up next Monday at 7 o'clock is Pillow Talk with God. So make sure you tune in. As always, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell. Co-hosting with me today is Rizal, aka The Biz. Warriors Talk is changing lives one warrior at a time.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition of Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. To find out more about Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk, the number 1, on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell on YouTube. Please join us next week and every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on intellectualradio.com for Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell, where we encourage, educate, and empower you into action.